What is going on, everybody? Today we've got a special episode. As you can see, we're somewhere in the universe right now. We are at the Chiefs, but we're also Chez Dante. And today, I have a special guest in the building. But before I get into that, let me just play this intro music.
Perhaps your skills do extend a bit farther than basketball.
All right, as I was saying, my name is Dante. We are Chez Dante, and today we've got a special guest. Wes Gray in the building.
Yo.
How's it going, dude? How have you been?
We blessed, man, just grinding, really just, putting on the team, putting on myself, and putting on the city. That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, speaking of putting on the city, I saw that you were at the Steel City Cypher the other day, which was sick.
Yeah.
That was the whole vibe. Tell me about it.
Man, that was the best cypher yet, to be honest, because a lot more people showed up this time, and we had sponsors. We had Wingtastic Wings. They showed out and brought some wings for everybody, and Jump Off. They gave us some free shirts to give away, and
nice.
There's this weed shop called 𝓁There. Ross Burns knows more about it than I do, but they gave us free joints to give away and stuff like that. So we had giveaways, and CT Media, they offered to give a free music video to anybody, and so we held a draw, and whoever got picked got that free music video, and that was Buddha Abuser.
Oh, he
Buddha
won
Abuser.
Yeah, Buddha was there. Shout out to Buddha, and he was kicking some long freestyles.
He was killing it.
That guy was going for him.
Bro.
He started one freestyle. It was the evening, and then by the time he finished, it was pitch black. I'm like, dang,
bruh,
this guy went for 2 hours.
He came ready to snipe. Oh my gosh.
So that's sick. So he won the music video, and do you know anything about when he's going to be shooting it, or because he did drop a single recently? So
yes, he did.
So maybe he'll use the video for that or something like that.
I just know that with him, he's probably got a couple tricks up his sleeve, but I know he was excited for that. And I was just excited to see all the MCs that came out, and even just people that came to watch, like yourself, have a great time. We didn't do this to make money. We didn't do this for clout. We didn't do this for none of that. We did this to just uplift the hip hop community in Hamilton and bring people together and network and build, because there was other rappers that didn't even know each other. That was my first time meeting 𝓁There.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
Nice. So it's just when you think a lot of the other artists in the city, there's always still new people to meet and grow with. So
what was it like for you going up and just doing a cypher in front of all those people? Was it weird, or is that something you're kind of used to now? You've been doing it for a while.
Well, I'm getting more used to it, but I'll say I'm more comfortable when I'm on stage performing my songs than I am in a cypher, because when I'm in a cypher, it's strictly off the top and it's in the moment.
Yeah.
So it's just no one knows what I'm gonna say. I don't even know what I'm gonna say.
Right.
I don't know if it's gonna be hot. So it's just just a little bit more pressure. But I've noticed that the more I've been doing it, the more I kind of get more comfortable and I surrender, and I'm just whatever happens, because no one's there to judge. Everybody knows it's a freestyle.
Exactly.
So,
and I remember some people like you said, no one's there to judge. Everyone's there to just kind of spit their own stuff. Some people had written, some people were just I don't even rap, but I'm just gonna hop in the cypher, which I thought was pretty cool. I was like, maybe I should hop in, but I'm like, nah, let me just.
Oh man, I should have videos. I was getting litty too. I would have if I would have thought of that, I would have been like, yo, Dante, get on the mic. Yeah.
No, I'm not a rapper, but the thing is, sometimes if I'm driving or whatever, I'll put on an instrumental and I'll try and freestyle, and I can get maybe 3 rhyme schemes down, and then I'll just.
Hey man, green eggs and ham.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We can do all that. We can hit them with them simple elementary rhymes.
Yeah, that's typically what it is. But then there's also those times where you kind of catch a flow and you can keep going, and then all of a sudden you're like, geez, I don't even know where I was or who was rapping for me, but that wasn't me. That was the whole 16. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But no, that's awesome. So what else have you been up to aside from the cypher music? What have you been up to?
So right now, I've been really taking the position of trying to do a lot more things behind the scenes. And what I mean by that is I've been getting more involved with like different programs and trying and looking to meet other like people involved in the city that like people who, for example, are running the Hamilton music page or getting more involved with the Hamilton Arts Council and just really talking to people and trying to learn more.
Yes.
Like, I just had a meeting yesterday with with Debbie. She runs the Hamilton music and everything, because I'm just trying to learn all the things and everything that I can get involved with.
Yeah.
Like I just, and by the time this is out, my EPK video will be dropping, but I got accepted into the EPK thing with the Hamilton Music. They had this program going, and there only 6 musicians out of the whole city got accepted, and I was one of the people that got accepted.
Wow,
which was like a blessing. Like I'm grateful, and so that's. By the time this is out, it'll be out. So go and check that out.
Yeah. Do you have a date that you can drop it?
So it drops October 30th.
Okay.
Sunday.
For sure. Yeah. I'll put a link. Send me the link. I'll put it in the bio and all that stuff. I'll make sure they go see it. So so that's coming up. You said one of the things you mentioned is like you wanted to learn more of like the behind the scenes stuff, right? And I think that's such an important move to do. Like a lot of people, they might do a lot of their learning from the front end, meaning like, maybe they'll watch a couple Instagram videos or some YouTube videos, but then there's, like you said, the behind the scenes stuff where you're actually meeting these people in person. Like what kind of inspired you to go that route rather than just, watching the videos and doing all that kind of stuff?
What inspired me to go that route is, well, first and foremost, my main reason is just like, I'm just super hungry and eager to learn everything about this music stuff. And I figure the more I get involved with everything and anything, it helps me embody that frequency, and it helps me stay more into my purpose and more aligned with, what I'm trying to do and who I am. And it's I find it fun and fulfilling. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't seem like work. It doesn't seem like a struggle. I enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like I enjoy making my agenda busy with the things that I love to do.
No, that's a really good point. And like you said, it probably is like super fulfilling to be able to go and, do these meetings, have these conversations, network and meet these people because, if you're just, going back to Instagram or whatever, just commenting on someone's post, like there's not really that connection. It also doesn't seem as fulfilling. Whereas you're actually going and like meeting these people, you're sitting down face to face. I think that's super important, but I think that's like a wise thing to do, especially if, like you said, you're looking to like learn so much, You know what I mean by that? Like,
And another thing is to other musicians and artists in the city, pay attention to like if you follow Hamilton Music, pay attention. But if you don't follow Hamilton Music, follow them. But pay attention when they're doing conferences and stuff. They just did 3 conferences last week, and I learned a lot just listening to the other speakers. You know what I mean? It helps me learn new ways on how to market and get more engaged with my fan base and how to grow that fan base and stuff like that. So those conferences are so important, especially if you're like willing to learn. Like a couple weeks ago, I was at the Music Cities thing that they were having at Bridgeworks. And they're talking about, like what makes a music scene in specific cities, kind of pop. And I'm like, that's a whole thing I never even thought about. Like, I thought people just make music in whatever, wherever they are, but they're talking about, one of the main factors is nighttime transportation and like all these things. I'm like, wow, there's so much information. And just learning that makes me like so much more curious. So it's like, damn, I didn't know there was this whole other avenue to go down and figure things out.
One of the things you mentioned is also trying to stay in this frequency of like, sticking to your purpose and stuff like that. What are some things you do to keep yourself within that frequency range?
Really watch what I'm consuming. Like, like I really, like on the way here, I was listening to this person who I love to listen to. Her name's Lori Ladd. She's not a musician or nothing like that, but she's like a spiritual speaker and a teacher like that. And those type of things, they keep me on my spiritual frequency.
Yep.
To like more just stay in my center with my goals.
Yep.
And then so I'll listen to those things, and then I'm always watching hip hop documentaries. Even if I've seen the documentary 5 times, it's like reading a book. You're gonna get something new out of that book, or you're gonna learn something differently that you learned already.
Yep.
But because our brains and our consciousness, we're always growing and developing.
Yep.
We're gonna understand a concept differently.
Yep.
And so I'm always just consuming more hip hop stuff, interviews, reading books, whatever, and you know. That keeps me more on my purpose, and always just digesting music all the time, hip hop music, and just staying up on my thing, and you know, being with the community. I've learned too. I want to say this right now. I want to apologize to a lot of other artists and individuals in the city, because I've realized, and maybe other people haven't realized, maybe it's just me, but I've realized that my ego has gotten a lot into the way throughout the years up to this point. And it's like, I've always been me.
Yeah.
And there's been parts where I've like, you know, showed love, but that's something that I'm steering away from, because like at a point that does serve, because, you know, you kind of have to be selfish for a certain point. But then it's just like, you know, don't forget about your community and the other people who are doing it and that want to support you too. You know, that's what 𝓟There, because design matters, he's big on. It's like, you know, no one's going to go to your shows if you're not supporting anybody else.
That is very true.
And I had to get to a point where like I didn't want to force myself to go to a show just so I can manipulate that energy so they can come to my show. I actually wanted to feel like I wanted to go there. And now I'm actually at that point. I just didn't want to go and be like, I don't actually want to be here, but I'm only here so people can come to my show. Right?
It's like you're there, like not on like an agenda, but it's like, let me actually show support. Let me put that positive energy out there.
Genuine.
And it's genuine. Genuine positive energy. Like that's one of the key things, because when you put out genuine positive energy, like I believe it comes back to you, like in ways that you would never even imagine it, right? So just like doing those things, supporting other artists, you know, talking to them, or you know, whatever it may be, that's definitely a good thing to do. What are some things that you had to work on, like in terms of like self-development, to kind of move that ego to the side and like be open to that sort of thing? Because I know, like, you know, in rap, you do need to kind of have an ego, because it's like, you know, rap is like, oh, I'm number one. It's competitive, right? But you know, to be number one, you have to believe it. But then to believe that you're number one, you also, that's like the ego that's number one. You know what I mean? Like, what are some, like, was it like meditation or like books that kind of like help you shift that ego to the side?
It was really shadow work. I had to like be like, so why do you feel like you don't deserve to give other people love? And I realized it was because a lot of the times when I was a kid, I never really got a lot of love. So then now that I'm an artist and I'm getting a lot of love, I feel like it's owed to me. So it's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be showing me love, and I don't owe you nothing because I've been shitted on before or whatever. And I realized like that's all in the past. That's not true anymore. It's not a relevant story. And with that word, that's the key word. That's a story that I was believing in. So I had to like do that shadow work to uncover that, to untangle that. And then once I got to that layer, I was able to kind of sit with it. You know, I meditated on it, and then I just kind of shifted my mindset. And you know, it's a very good feeling when you do show love, because you can feel that energy exchange. You can really do. It feels so good, and it makes you want to do it more.
That's what it is. Like the more you like share genuine interest, it's like, wow, this feels good. Like for me, like you've seen me on like so many shows. Like I'm always around the cities. Like
you was at LT show. I just seen you in the back at the merch stand. I'm like, yo, this my boy. Like,
I'm all over the place. And like even like I've been to like a few like stand-up shows, and even like if like a comedian doesn't do the greatest, I'm always like, dude, like, you know, props for going up there. You know what I mean? It takes guts. You
especially
know?
as a comedian, bro. There's no music there. It's all off the cuff. Everybody's strictly watching you, waiting to be entertained and laugh. It's a hard job.
But just to show, like, you know, hey, even though I was like I was an audience member, but I was there, like, you know, like good stuff, you know, show them love. And it is like a genuinely good feeling.
It is.
So that's great to hear. What other aspects, like you mentioned shadow work. So in terms of like shadow work to, move the ego to the side, like, cause like this podcast is kind of spiritual. It's like, it's all about the spiritual journey, which I think this whole thing is like a spiritual journey. Yep. So, like what other aspects or like what other shadow work have you, dove into recently, just in terms of like yourself?
A lot of the work that I've been doing when it comes to the shadow, I've just really been paying attention to what arises in my every now moment, because, I'm not the same right now than I was when I woke up this morning.
Yes.
Yep. And not that I try to be too strict on it, because like if I'm always thinking too much about things and I'm not too present,
yep.
but I'm present on what is arising in my feelings. So how I feel,
yep.
When I'm talking with someone and I get triggered, instead of like reacting, I've been practicing to stay silent. And then when I walk away, I ask myself, so what was it about that person or about that conversation that made me feel this way? Because it's never about them. It's always about you.
It's always about you.
Always about you. So it's like, what is this? Why am I not choosing peace right now? Right?
Yeah.
Why is this not making me feel peace? So then I come back and I ask myself certain questions about certain scenarios, like whatever situation I'm in. And then I bring myself back into my center and I'm like, oh, it was just about this situation from back then or this time or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that's where I've been at right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, I remember the last episode we did, you mentioned that you read The Secret like a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And that's like one of your number one like recommended books.
Yeah.
How do you, because since then I've read The Secret, I've listened to it as well, so I kind of understand it now. So like just reading it.
What's up, bro?
It kind of like motivates you to just work at it, crack at it every single day. You know, just keep kind of going at it. What are some of the things that you've used from The Secret and kind of incorporated into your everyday life?
That's a great question, because the biggest thing that I've been doing now is this is when it comes to abundance.
Yes.
And it doesn't necessarily just mean money.
Yep.
Because abundance can be an abundance of love, an abundance of
definitely
just all types of things, right?
Yeah.
So right now I'm gonna refer to money. So this helped me out a lot. Now when I see things, so say a Chrysler 300 comes by, because that's or a Rolls Royce or something like that. Those are like my two favorite cars.
Yeah.
Chrysler looks like a Rolls Royce. My favorite is Rolls Royce, but I'm like, if I can afford one of them, it'd probably be the 300. Yeah. So I look at that car, and instead of saying, "Oh, I wish I could have that," I say, "I already have that, or I can afford it. It is mine." I have more than enough. Yep. I am abundant. Like these certain things, and it helps me embody that frequency, and I remember more of these things. It's just like everything's a learned program. Just like how we've been learned to be like, everything that we've been taught in school and like, where we've grown up and everything. Yep. But it's like, if we can be taught that, I can reprogram myself. So I learned that with The Secret. Yep. So I've been, every day when I wake up, I'm always just like, I'm blessed. Yep. Thank you, God, for, my mansion. Thank you, God, for my beautiful wife and my kids. Yeah. Thank you, God, that I have plaques on the wall. Thank you, God, that I'm giving back to the community. Yep. These things that might not be physically true, but they're energetically true.
Yeah, they're mentally true right now, because you're able to see those kind of things, right?
And it's a frequency that's in another now moment. And if you embody it, that timeline, you might not know when that timeline will merge, but it's true. Yeah. It's here now. That version of you that's not here yet in the physical is still here, but you will merge with that. Yeah. The more that you believe in it and that you step into that alignment. It's just all about your belief and that faith and not worrying about what anybody says. Like some people look at me like I'm crazy, but I'm crazy to think that it's not true, or that I'm broke, or that I can't have enough, or that I'm not capable. That's crazy to me.
That is crazy, because why would you even, this is because I agree with you, like, why would I even do that to myself. And like,
Right?
to me, it doesn't make sense.
That's not self-love.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's so true.
Yeah. It's crazy. You know?
It is. Like, some people will be like, oh, I can't do this or I can't do this. And to me, it's like, you can do it. You're just not currently doing it yet.
Not yet.
Right? But because, and I think this has to do with like, you know, the kind of language that we use, the words, our vocabulary, whatever. But, you know, it's almost like it's so easy to say that I can't do something as an excuse to not even try.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I can't dunk a basketball, but it's like you didn't even train for 6 months yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, oh, my friend said that I'm not good enough. They've been laughing at me, or my mom said I can't do this, I can't do that. Like, it's just like, that's what they said, and that's you know, maybe they were told that they couldn't do that, so they're projecting that on you.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that's true for you.
That is very true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Well, we're at the 20-minute mark, so I'll end it off on this question because this is gonna be a long answer, I'm assuming. But the other time when we're on the radio, all right, and this is for Because Design Matters Radio.
I already know what he's gonna ask. I already know what he's gonna ask. This is good though, because I want to get more into this.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. So on the radio, you were talking about semen retention and the positive benefits. Dive into that. How did you get into that? What research have you done or whatever? Just, you know, tell me a little bit more about that.
So thank you for asking that question.
I have
this
to.
Is
It's part
a
of it.
well-needed question.
Yeah.
Especially for the men out there.
Yeah.
So I got into semen retention. Believe it or not, shout out to Kevin Gates and Joey Badass, because they practice it.
Yep.
And like I said, I listen to a lot of hip hop, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm studying,
they're deep. Yeah.
And then like it registered with me for some reason. Like I was like, that sounds interesting, but at the time I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But then I kept hearing about it, and I have this second Instagram account I use. I'm not gonna give the handle out because it's just like private for my spiritual stuff. Just because I follow a bunch of that, but I don't want to follow that stuff on my main page.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
and just real quick, I think that's a really good thing to do because you split the algorithms, right? And this is one thing that you'll learn about in social media. But if you have a music page and you're following music people, your algorithm is going to show you music things.
That's
but
right.
if you have a spiritual page and you're following spiritual teachings and all this stuff, your algorithm is going to feed you a lot of spiritual stuff. So I think that's that's what I did. I mean, I deleted my old one I was following a whole bunch of IG baddies, and I'm like, that's not good for me.
You know, bruh.
Okay, so keep going on your
Big
spiritual
time.
page.
So on my spiritual page, there's this one page that showed up that was in the algorithm, because you know how they kind of give you suggestions. It was this page called The Alchemy of Retention.
Okay.
And then it was showing me more.
The Alchemy of Retention.
Shout out to The Alchemy of Retention.
Shout them out, yeah.
Follow them if you want to learn more.
Yeah.
So they was posting a lot of content and stuff about retention. So I started reading that more.
Yeah.
And then I started going on YouTube and watching videos on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like this really sounds like something that could benefit me.
Yeah.
And the benefits that I was drawn to was it helps you become more focused and determined on your goals and your purpose.
100%.
And I found that when I was releasing a lot, because I'm going to say this with you, you know, we're men, and I'm at this place where it's like, I don't care what really people think. You know, I'm always on that love frequency. So even if there is judgment or hatred, I don't see it. Like it's like blocked in my in my consciousness. I used to have a big porn addiction, like heavy, growing up. And so doing that, I realize now, because now I practice retention, it made me a lot more less motivated, a lot more weak. You know what I mean? You're tired. You don't really have
you feel spent.
You know what I mean? Like you just don't really feel like you have the energy to want to do things. So that was one of the benefits that I was like, okay, I definitely feel like that could benefit me. And another thing is too, because, you know, I'm not going to lie, I love women. You know, I'm a Scorpio. Scorpios, they're sexual. Like,
shout out to all the Scorpios. I'm not a Scorpio, but shout out to the Scorpios.
We in Scorpio season right now, baby. So you know what it is. My birthday's November 12th, so hit up your boy. But it helps you more with female attraction, but it helps you more not be so chasing after women and stuff, like chasing after trying to get laid and stuff, because you're focused.
Yeah.
Now you're motivated, you're on your purpose.
Yeah.
And women like that.
Yes.
They don't want to be, you gotta let them pursue you. The more you pursue them, they're just going to be like, whoa, this guy's like needy.
He's creepy or whatever.
Creepy, clingy, So now I've been letting that happen, and that's been happening, and I've been having more female attraction because you have more of a glow.
Yes,
you know what I mean. You have more of a glow. You want to get more exercise. And you hold more of your power. Like that's your seed. That's your life force energy. That's your sacred energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's your creative force. So as a musician, as a creator, now I can use that power to now create music and other things. And I feel like that's part of the reason why I've had the idea to get more involved behind the scenes now that I think about it. Yeah.
Because you're like, you have so much more energy. It's like, I got to find more things to start doing.
Yes.
You
know what I mean? Keep more busy.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, it does become difficult because like I said, it was an addiction at one time. And like I said, I love women, and there's fine baddies that walking around, I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But don't get me wrong, I still have intercourse now and again, but my main problem was not doing the porn and the masturbation thing, because that was a bad habit, and it was objective to women and seeing them in the wrong manner. And another thing is like, you're whacking off to girls that you're never going to meet on a screen.
That is very true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's another thing is like porn and all that stuff doesn't make you have the courage to want to go and talk to women, because now you've just busted to some quick video. Now you don't feel like you have
you don't even have to, like, it's like I'll just wait till I get home or something.
And now when you're at a party, your homies are like, yo, go talk to that girl, and you don't know what to do. Right. But now, because like I've been holding in, and as men we want to reproduce, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna have more like energy to be like, I don't know what's gonna happen, I'm gonna just do it,
just hop in.
Right.
Literally.
And I've been noticing that I've become more confident and just more in myself, more in my power as a man, and my masculine. You get more your testosterone, but don't let that go to your head. You know what I mean? You don't want to be a toxic masculine man. Because you can get real cocky and arrogant, and at least for me, that's not a frequency that I like to be on. I like to be on love and be gentle and stuff. But I use that cockiness in my
in your raps, in my
raps, in the way that I move and pushing myself. That's where I use that energy, and I channel that there. So that's the long answer.
Have you found that in terms of like manifestation, like some of the things that you're trying to manifest here on the physical, do you find that since starting the semen retention, do you find that it's kind of manifested quicker than it like expected?
1000%. 1000%. Because I've realized like since in 2019 that music is my purpose, because I've tried to quit before, and no matter how many times I try to put the pen and the pad down, it always comes back into my life. And I remember just being like, okay, this has got to be what I got to do. And so now that I'm doing this, and the universe is now thanking me by giving me these ideas, these downloads of, oh, I can do this, reach out to this person. You know what I mean? Oh, Dante just posted on Instagram that he has that he wants to have people on the podcast again.
Looking for more guests.
Reach
if you
out.
want to be a guest, DM me on IG or leave a comment down below. This is going to be one of the, I think, 5th or 6th like video episode, because most of the ones I do were audio, but we got this nice setup. I figured I'd bring the camera out. And
shout out to Dope Chief, man. I still haven't met you yet, King, but no, I've heard a lot about you. The whole DayWon crew has met you and not me yet, so I gotta meet you
soon. It'll happen when the universe says it's time. It's time. We might walk out this door and he's gonna be there.
Just a step closer. I'm in the office.
Oh shoot, what was I saying? So the manifestation happens quicker than dang, I lost my train of thought. I wish I could like go back and like listen to it, but
Yeah.
it's once it starts recording, it's recording. But yeah, I was looking for guests, and then you figured you'd DM me and stuff like that.
Now, see, if I was releasing a lot, in my mind, I'd be like, oh, I was already on a podcast. I don't need to go in.
Yeah.
But because I've been so like just focused, I'm like, yo, I want to come back on. I want to talk about more stuff, and I want to kick it with Dante.
Yeah.
I always love what you're doing. I love seeing you out in the community.
Yep.
And I like your platform a lot, and I feel like it suits my energy a lot.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, I'm definitely gonna come back on. I feel like though, if I wasn't doing the retention, I would have been motivated. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then before we end, what is I guess one tip if someone were to go down their semen retention journey? What's like one thing that you could tell somebody?
Don't judge yourself if you relapse.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Don't be like rough on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This is something that you've been possibly doing your whole life.
Yep.
And it's not easy. You know what I mean? This has not been easy for me.
Yep.
You know?
It's not easy for me either. Like, I'm just saying, like, I tried it and it was like, you know, it's like an everyday struggle almost. It's
really
like every
is,
day
bro.
you just got to keep working at it, like we were saying. Yeah.
Keep working at it. But I've realized that when you're compassionate and you don't judge yourself and you allow yourself to mess up, in time, when you get to a point when you're like really good at it,
Yeah.
you're going to be able to really embody that experience. So then when somebody else down the road is saying that they're starting it,
Yeah.
you can actually give them good tips because you've been on that experience. You fell, you've got back up.
Yeah.
You know. So that's would be my biggest advice for every man out there is don't judge yourself, man.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's a tough thing, but just be proud of yourself for wanting to do it, and that the less you do it, the better that you used to be. So there it is. Is that Dope Chief?
Hey, now you can come in, Dope Chief. Come say
It's
what's up,
Dope Chief. Yo, I get to meet Dope Chief. Didn't I just say I haven't met Dope Chief yet, and now he's here?
You wanna say
this
what's
is
up?
crazy.
Come look at the
Come
camera.
through.
How's it going? How you guys doing? I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
The moment is on camera. You just seen it.
doing?
We blessed. Wes Gray, Dope Chief. We here.
Yeah,
We
we're
blessed.
literally just ending it. So you came at the perfect time. And
That's tight.
with the universe making that introduction, I think we'll call it there because there's no better place. Leave a comment down below. If you want to get on the episode, make sure you DM me. Go follow Wes Gray on all the socials, which
Go
will be
follow
down
Dante.
below. And yeah, man, thanks for coming on. This was awesome.
Thank you for having me, brother.
No problem. Let me just
Appreciate it.
play this outro music, and we'll wrap it up.
Further.
I'm sorry.
You said my skills extend farther than the basketball court. Farther relates to distance. Further is a definition of degree. You should have said further.